Let's dive into a really fascinating modern dilemma, one sparked by a single, pretty startling sentence. Now, this was presented as a horror story, right? As clear evidence of spiritual predation. But hang on, what if that unraveling wasn't the problem, but was actually the entire point? And that one question, well, it cracks open a huge conflict in how we think about spirituality and harm. On one side, you have what author Kevin Williams calls the Church of Safety. This idea really comes from the Enlightenment, the rational, self-contained individual. And look, it's a foundational concept. It gave us liberal democracy, but it's not a universal truth. Because, see, many spiritual paths have a completely opposite goal for what the self is even for. Think about it. Shunyata, Fanafina, Unio Mystica, they're all about going beyond that bounded self. So, the retreat promised dissolution, and it delivered. Kind of like being shocked people are dancing at a club. The breakdown here isn't the experience. It's the analytical framework being used to judge it. Here's the flawed logic. It starts by assuming a stable, intact self is the only healthy state. Then, it defines the very goal of the practice, dissolution, as the harm itself. It's circular. And the result? The framework has no way to tell a good faith process from a bad one. From this perspective, every single cracked open self just looks like damage, no nuance at all. And this is the crucial part. It basically dismisses most of the world's great spiritual paths from the start. So if that framework is broken, what's a more rigorous way to look at all this? Williams suggests we ask better questions, not if the self was destabilized, because all interesting paths do that. Instead, ask what that destabilization leads to. Does it create more life and love or more control? Which leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought. Is our modern quest for absolute safety making true transformation impossible?